started out, you know what I'm saying, with what we want to hear. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Donald Trump, man. Shout out to Donald Trump. You know, I don't know why people hate the man so much. You know what I'm talking about? I kind of understand, you know, because you watch the news, you believe everything you see on TV, whatever, you know, all that shit. But to be real honest, you know, you can feel some type of way, but still keep it real. You know what I'm talking about? You can feel some type of way, but still keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't like the man, that's cool. Yeah, I get it. You know, I don't, but I'm gonna say I do. You gotta keep it real about some of the things he done, you know, he been doing. You know what I'm saying? And if you got this narrative out here that, you know, Trump is racist, I don't know. I don't know where you get that from, man. I really don't know where you get that from. Could it be true? Yes. You know, Trump is a part of the game. He a part of the system. He a Mason. He a Freemason. You know what I'm saying? He up there. He go to the meetings. He do the rituals. He a part of all this shit. But it's always lesser of the evils. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything depends on the person. It's all an agenda. But, you know, the person that's quote unquote in charge, or, you know, got some type of power, you know, they can do some shit. You know, they can do something. So, you know, Donald Trump be doing little shit. You know what I'm talking about? So, Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying? When Nelson Mandela got out of jail, like, you know, Trump gave him his plane. You know what I'm saying? What else? Man, he done a lot of low-key shit. Now, recently, yesterday, or probably today, we'll say today. You know what I'm talking about? We'll say today. He pardoned Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? He gave Larry Hoover a pardon, man. That is huge. God damn, that is huge. We talking about a civil rights leader, you know what I'm saying? Community, far as, you know, community based, you know what I'm talking about? We talking about somebody who was locked up since they was like 20, 22, 23, so up in there, you know what I'm talking about? Like 24. You know what I'm saying? He been locked up a long time. Like, he wasn't no just grown man out, you know what I'm talking about? Like, he got locked up pretty young. You know what I'm saying? He got locked up pretty young. And he just been in there ever since. You know what I'm talking about? He been in Supermax in Florence. You know what I'm talking about? But now he free to go. You know what I'm saying? Now he free to go. So shit, man, clap that shit up for Trump, man. You know what I'm saying? Clap that shit up for Trump, man. I know the streets fucking with that. Whether they fuck with Trump or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether you on this side or that side, I know the streets fucking with that, man. So, it's good to hear a legend get a pardon. It's good to hear a legend get a pardon, man. Right? Like, real talk. It's tremendous. So, what does this say moving forward? You know what I'm talking about? Why was this move made now? Or just period? What is really taking place behind the scenes now? Some names attached to this release or this pardon of Larry Hoover is Drake, Kanye West, and Kim Kardashian. Now, you know, Kim Kardashian, she been kind of doing this prison reform. Well, I first heard of it with Meek Mill and Yo Gotti and Jay-Z and shit. Don't know where that shit went far as them. Don't know what they doing. I know Yo Gotti, he's done put in petitions, or he's done filed motions for like he's done filed appeals or motions or like, you know, just wrote letters to the, you know, the state's senator or mayor or, you know what I'm saying, warden and all this shit, talking about prisons are unsafe as far as the conditions, you know what I'm talking about. I know Yo Gotti did do that. But far as, you know, this Meek Mill, Jay-Z, you know, Yo Gotti thing as far as prison reform, that's where I first heard of it. I don't know. I think that was some shit just to get Meek out. Then once Meek got out, it was, I don't know if they just really pursued it. But I know years later down the line, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West has been advocating for Larry Hoover. Kanye went on Drink Champs, you know, legendary interview back in 2022. You know, he did the interview with Drink Champs, and you know, he mentioned that. He mentioned all of that. And if you ain't been in the know, you know, Kim Kardashian, she been really advocating for criminals, you know, prison reform, or just I don't think that's prison reform. She been really trying to get motherfuckers out. You know, Kanye and, you know, Kim Kardashian, Drake's thrown in there now. They've been really trying to get motherfuckers out. You know, so shout out to the first successful one. You know what I'm saying? Dirk even said it in his songs. You know, don't say all that, man. Just tell them free Larry Hoover. You know, I forgot what song Lil Durk said that shit in. You know, but he was talking to either Kim or Kanye, one of the two. And you know, so free Larry Hoover till it's backwards, and it look like it's finna be backwards now, man. Now he been trying to get out or get a sentence reduction for a long time. I'm pretty sure. You know, you got these acts, you got these like federal, you know, statutes that you can take advantage of to get out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure him and his team been, you know, going hard for is that any and everything that he's eligible for. You know, I'm sure they've been trying to get it for him. But if you ain't in the know, you wouldn't know why the nigga locked up anyway. You wouldn't know why they so scared of this man anyway. You wouldn't know why they put him in a, you know, 23-hour lockdown for this long anyway. You know what I'm saying? Very, very influential person. You know, one of the founders of GD, you know what I'm saying, organization. So it's just it's a blessing to see him finally get out. You know, hopefully we get to see that. You know, hopefully we get to, you know, witness some of that. I think this is very, very, very big news. Anytime you see some shit like this, first thing I think about is what the fuck going on, like behind the scenes. You know, what the fuck going on behind the scenes? Like, why is this news now? Because this is pretty big news. Maybe they trying to, well, it ain't no maybe. In my mind, they trying to distract us from something huge. Now, like, this just came out of nowhere. Trump just got into the office. You usually do the pardons when you about to leave the office. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this about or how, like, you know, but one thing's for sure, you know, Larry Hoover is free, you know what I'm saying? So I got an article, I'm gonna read an article, you know what I'm saying? Let y'all hear some details, you know what I'm talking about, of what happened and why, you know what I'm saying? Alright, here you go. Chicago Tribune, man. Trump commutes federal life sentence of founding gangster disciple Kingpin Larry Hoover. Now they got him a Kingpin, but he was way, way more instrumental to the community than just a quote unquote Kingpin. President Donald Trump has commuted the federal life sentence of infamous Chicago-born gangster Disciples founder Larry Hoover, abruptly ending Hoover's years-long quest to win early release under the First Step Act passed during Trump's first term. The two-page order said Hoover's sentence was considered served with no further fines, restitution, probation, or other conditions, and directed the U.S. Bureau of Prisons to release him immediately, according to a copy of the document provided by Hoover's legal team. The controversial move, part of a slew of Islamist actions announced by the White House this week, appeared to have already sparked Hoover's transfer out of the Supermax prison compound in Florence, Colorado, that he called home for the past 2 decades. But Hoover isn't going free. He's still serving a 200-year sentence for his state court conviction for murder. Officials with the Illinois Department of Corrections have previously said they will push for Hoover to finish his state sentence in federal prison due to security concerns. On Wednesday afternoon, Hoover was listed in online state prison records as an inmate at Dixon Correctional Center in West Illinois. Though it was unclear if he'd already made it there, the records show a parole date of October 2062. In a statement to the Tribune, Hoover's attorney Jennifer Bonjean called Trump's decision a historic development after years of fighting in federal court. The courts have demonstrated a complete unwillingness to consider Mr. Hoover's rehabilitation, Bonjean wrote. Sometimes the courts do not do the right thing, but thanks to the work of so many advocates and supporters keeping Mr. Hoover's voice alive, and ultimately the president taking action to deliver justice, we are thrilled to see Mr. Hoover released. Now it's time for the IDOC to do the right thing. An IDOC spokesman could not immediately be reached. Alright, so based off what I just read, you know what I'm talking about, he still has a state case that he has to abide by. You know what I'm saying? That he has to, take care of. You know what I'm saying? So, that part, you just have to cross the bridge till you get there, that part. But the good news is, far as federal, federal don't play no motherfucking games. You know what I'm saying? They way more efficient than the state. So, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a start to have his sentence be completely, done and over with. So shout out to Trump for the pardon, commuted. It don't look like they're gonna let him go to a state prison to finish that time or whatever he gotta do. They requested that he stay in federal prison. Don't know what's to come about for that, but as far as federal, man, he free, he done, he over with. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap, man, and hopefully the family, the state, anybody behind him, anybody in his corner, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, they make some room for the chief to come home, man. You know what I'm saying? They make some room for the chief to come home, and maybe this is just a start. Maybe that state time or just whatever maybe he can get probation or some shit, man. Like, I'm sure something can happen to where he can be, at home, with the fam, with his people, and what I'm talking about. And just live the rest of his life, man. He a legend, man. Legend in the game, legend in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? A legend far as, history. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you don't know certain history, you don't really know who Larry Hoover is. You know what I'm saying? There might be people that represent GD that don't know the real deal historic prominence of Larry Hoover. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Donald Trump once again, man. That's a W, dog. That's a W, you know, for the culture. I'm sure a lot of people would love to, you know, love to hear this narrative. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to see where it go from here. You know what I'm talking about?